Stop touching that snooze button and get ready to clock in with the best morning show on the planet.
It's okay when we're singing, we're dancing, we're playing on the field, making everybody else laugh, making everybody else millions of dollars. But as soon as we have a voice, we're punished for it.
Giving you an informative dialogue with a side of fun and laughter while cutting through the noise and bringing you the real stories behind the headlines.
Look, it takes 5 minutes. Notice I'm not getting into details about what goes on in Switzerland, but those that know, you know what I'm talking about.
Get a little. And then,
do it again. Do it again.
A little.
That's it.
You know what it is, Truth Nation. It's time to wake up with Milwaukee's favorite morning show.
My point is, if you're 40 or if you're still trying to push for something, it doesn't mean that it's over just because it's been delayed. Delayed doesn't mean denied.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, this is Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming on YouTube.
You gotta love black folks. We gonna make a way out. What you mean, man? All you gotta do is get
I got to put a little all in it.
Go get the Robitussin so we can get this car fixed.
Here are your hosts, the effective communication coach, Denise Thomas, and two-time Emmy Award winner, Telly Hughes.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, November 26th. 2024. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Good morning, Telly.
Good morning. Good chilly morning. Ooh, that
Is
Hulk.
it chilly or cold?
It's cold. Yeah, bump that chilly. Yeah.
I was going to say.
Bump that chilly. It's cold out there.
Now, has Milwaukee reached the disrespectful cold yet? Because, you know, I lived in Milwaukee for technically 22 years.
Nah. It's kind of just that first taste. Like, you know, it'll hit you and you ain't quite ready for it. You think you are because you've had a couple of cooler nights, but it ain't disrespectful yet. We know what disrespect
you know what
feels
I'm talking
like.
about.
Oh, yeah.
When you walk outside and that just be whoosh, whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh.
Nah, it ain't
That disrespectful cold that just bites you in the face.
Nah. It's just.
Not yet?
Nah, it's just a combination of it being really early in the morning and it's still dark and that type of cold. But it wasn't just that disrespectful cold yet.
Is it just me, Telly? But, you know, we go through daylight savings time every year.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I feel like this year it gets dark at like 3:30 in the
Yes,
afternoon.
it does seem like the earliest, yes.
What is happening?
I'm not sure, man. That is a great observation, and I'm glad that I wasn't by myself thinking that as well, because it'll be like you said, it'll be like 3:30 in the afternoon, and you already turning on your porch light. And I'm like, man, what is up? Like, for real.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
This is first. It's a combination of me knowing that I'm getting older, as well as this daylight savings times got your girl all messed up.
Yeah.
Ask me what time I made my dinner last night.
Oh boy.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I was about to say, you ain't have no dinner during lunch hours and did have some Jell-O at the end, did you?
I might as well have. So yesterday, I guest hosted for the Tori Lowe show. And you know, Tori Lowe ends at 4 o'clock. What the foe, Tori Lowe?
Yeah, that's right.
It's 4 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, it's starting to get dark outside. Let me get dinner. Let me get dinner prepared. I sound like Laura from Little House on the Prairie. Ma, is it time to get supper? Why did I eat dinner yesterday, y'all, at 4:39 p.m.?
Oh, wow.
I lay on the couch and I start to watch those Lifetime Christmas movies. So I was watching, there's like a series with Kelly Rowland from Destiny's Child. It's called Merry Little Christmas.
Oh,
and they've
boy.
got, it's like a trilogy. I watched that. Y'all, I was in the bed. Well, no, I slept on the couch and I went to bed at like maybe 2. But I ate dinner at 4:39 because of the It looked like it was dinner time outside. I'm getting old, man.
It's nighttime. And then you look up, it's 6:30. You were like, man. But every night around 6:30, it feels like it's 9:30 though. Like for real.
So look, my parents don't even eat dinner at 4:30.
What time they eat?
They usually eat dinner, I would say, around 5:30, 6.
Yeah.
However, like my dad gets so frustrated. If I call him, we don't be keeping up with the time of day when we busy. Yesterday was, this is Thanksgiving week, so it's been a light week this week. So if I call my parents' house by mistake between 5:30 and 6 o'clock, my dad, Joe's bar, Joe speaking, like he'll be funny because he's like, you calling during. Yeah, he'll be like, funny. Joe's bar, this is Joe. How can I help you? I'm like, my bad. It's dinner time. I'll call back. But yeah. Ooh. So it's Thanksgiving week. Mm-hmm. Most of us will be getting ready to travel tomorrow. Now, Telly, when are you and your family heading to East St. Louis?
If not, we're still up in the air. It's either going to be either later on this evening or tomorrow morning. But one of the two. And one of the things I was going to tell you about, even before we started the show, don't you hate those reports that every year,
yes,
this is going to be,
I don't even know the question.
The busiest travel season, and then they said this year I'm looking at it now, 1.3 million more than last year. How? Like, where do you get that number from? So all of a sudden, 1.3 million more people realize it's Thanksgiving or want to spend time with their family all of a sudden? How do you have 1.3 million more drivers this year?
They do that. You're right. The news, they will do that. Look, now it's they. Look, that's your kid. Like, you're right.
Every year. It's the busiest it's ever been. They're going to set records this year. Man, look, just set some records on them gas prices for the people that's driving.
You were in my head. I was just about to say, can you make some records?
Yeah.
Can you create some record pricing with gas?
Right.
I think, let me see. So I filled up my tank because I don't need to put gas in my car a lot because I'm not barely home. It was what, $3.17 a gallon?
Yeah.
Look at your face.
Look. No, it's actually cheaper now. I want to say it was in the twos the last time I checked. But
okay.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. But yeah, they killed me. 1.7 million more drivers on the road this year. So yeah.
That's maybe crazy. There were a lot of babies that were made during. Maybe they're counting the newborns that anybody who's been born between Thanksgiving of 2023 up until this week will be factored in that number.
That is crazy to me.
Speaking of children and childish behavior. Here's the thing, Telly. I don't want to make this a topic that we discuss, but I just had to bring it up. Drake. Did you hear about Drake suing the record label that just released Kendrick Lamar's new album?
No.
Look at your face.
No. That one got past me.
So, here's the thing. I love Drake. And Drake will always, in terms of my opinion, he will go down as one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. Okay? I mean, that's just, a lot of people would agree. But I also do know that his reputation of being very sensitive and at times being regarded as petty. Now, look, I'm not privy to the record business, the recording business, the recording music business. I'm not privy to that. But apparently, Drake's legal team filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group, UMG, which is the record label that just dropped Kendrick Lamar's new album. Now, have you heard Kendrick Lamar's new album?
I have not.
Ricky, have you?
Yes, I have.
Your DJ thoughts?
I like it. And I'm not even a Kendrick Lamar fan.
So, Telly, I'm not going to lie to you, brother. It's pretty fire.
It is? Is it better than the last one?
I think so.
It is, in my opinion.
It is, Ricky?
Yeah, I think so.
It is?
In my opinion.
Nah, his last one, I liked his last one. And I'm just like you, Ricky. I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan, but, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due. So you both are saying that this one is even better.
Yeah, Squabble Up and TV Off is like my top two.
Wow.
So with that being said, Drake has his record label, or excuse me, his legal team has sued UMG, and basically, and I'm paraphrasing. We'll get into the details maybe. I mean, I'm just giving this to y'all as FYI because I'm like, wow. Drake's legal team feels as though the Universal Music Group purposely dropped They Not Like Us to help create this like division between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, thus impacting Drake's record sales in order to make more money from Kendrick. And so they were saying, like, Drake's legal team is basically accusing Universal Music Group. He's not suing Kendrick Lamar, but the actual record label accusing them of purposely convincing people to hate Drake and like Kendrick Lamar and buy more of his records than Drake. I'm not making this up.
So why we can't talk about this? I think we got time today, DT.
We got time today?
We got time today. No, wow.
Because
yeah.
No, go ahead. Here's the only thing I'm going to say, Telly, because I definitely want to get your reaction. Drake is known for being petty. Like, he's even had verses in some of his songs where, you know, he talks about going back to his high school reunion and making everybody go through security. I mean, he even knows that he's petty. And so in the history of beef in hip hop music, we've had some of the most like notable beefs. What was it? Kool Moe Dee and Big Daddy Kane, Nas, Jay-Z, Nas, Tupac. Give me some more. What are some other notable beefs? I mean, there's been
of course, Tupac,
plenty.
Biggie. Yeah, there's been a ton of them. Yeah.
I have never in the history of being a hip hop junkie heard about another rap artist suing another rap artist label, accusing them of allegedly giving that artist more attention in order to make the other artist sell less records. Like
I real quickly, DT, I got two observations or two thoughts about it. Number one, if you had won the so-called beef, I don't think you'd be trying to sue Kendrick Lamar's record label, number one. Number two, from my understanding, because basically I say 98% of the time, I didn't understand the beef at all. I was just like, what? Like, why are they beef? I didn't get it. But at the end of the day, I know it put a lot of money in both of their pockets. And if this is another way to kind of juice the money, and you're not taking it from Kendrick, you're taking it from his record label, then that's one thing. But as you gave the disclaimer before you even started, Drake has a propensity to be petty. So I don't think it's about the money. I think it's more or less just still, being himself. He's being who he is.
He's definitely. So if we're going to talk about this, so Telly,
let's come back and talk about it. Yeah.
We're going to talk about this. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, let me be, because I was just paraphrasing just for the fact that I thought we were just going to banter about this. But okay, let's talk about it. So rap artist Drake filed a lawsuit yesterday alleging that the Universal Music Group, also known as UMG, falsely pumped up the popularity on Spotify and other streaming services of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Now, if you have not heard Not Like Us, you must be living under a rock. So I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
But the song, it came for Drake. And it created a pretty significant, feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Now, the petition in New York was filed by Drake's company, Frozen Moments LLC. And in this suit, it demands the preservation and divulgence of information that might be evidence in a potential lawsuit against UMG, which again is the distributor for the record labels of both Drake and Lamar. UMG obviously responded and said that the filing by Drake is offensive and untrue. And it says that the company launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airwaves with the song Not Like Us in order to make that song go viral, including using bots and pay-to-play agreements. It also says in the lawsuit that Spotify has a long-standing symbiotic business relationship and alleges that UMG offered special licensing rates to Spotify for the song. Now, I'm gonna let that marinate, Telly, because what that basically sounds like to me is radio business. It sounds like record. It sounds like a Tuesday. I don't know. That just might be me, but that sounds like a Tuesday in the radio industry and the record. That's been going on since the beginning of radio. Did you not look? Drake, did you not see Dreamgirls?
Did you didn't see the 5 Heartbeats?
The 5 Heartbeats? Did you not see the Temptations? That's what they do. Record labels pay. Let me be professional. Dear Drake, record labels,
oh my gosh,
and radio stations have a partnership.
Yeah.
It's called Pay to Play.
Yeah.
It's been going on since the beginning of radio. I'm so confused.
After you just put that button on it, maybe we don't need to talk about it anymore, DT. I mean, that's just what it is. That's your answer right there.
Because at first I gave y'all the black version. I was like, yeah, so Drake, he tripping, he mad, he in his feelings.
Yeah.
He sued Kendrick's record label company because he got mad because But Telly was like, no, let's talk about it. I said, okay, well let me be professional.
Yeah.
In other news, yesterday Drake filed a lawsuit, but after you hear why, see why I was like, this is not a subject matter.
Yeah. In other news.
Right. So we come back from our break. Because look, nobody cares. 833.
At the end of the day, you mad because stop, man.
Everybody's like, Drake, honey. Yeah. And on behalf of all light-skinned people, he acting real light-skinned.
And I was trying to, as a darker brother, I was trying to be patient. I'm like, all right, maybe there's some merit here. Ain't no merit. Fool, stop being you light-skinning right now. Stop light-skinning.
Tell me you're light-skinned without telling me you're light-skinned, Drake. That was such a light-skin. Hey, man, you sold more records than me. I'm suing you, man. It's not right.
It's not
and
right,
I'm holding everybody accountable.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Drake is signed to UMG.
He is. That's yes. That's why he's suing them. He's like, wait a minute. You guys are supposed to be helping us work together and do joint stuff, and you guys divided us up, and now everybody loves Kendrick and nobody loves me anymore. I'm telling you, light skin problems, y'all. We come back. Look at the light skin listeners. I'm light skinned too, y'all. Sometimes we just gotta own our stuff.
Right.
He being real red bone right now. That's a red bone lawsuit. Our true talking text line is, see, Telly, you couldn't say it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can't say it. I ain't never been light skinned.
Look, that's people like white people. They're like, why can't we say the N-word? Look, I don't have time to explain, but see, light-skinned people, we can talk about each other like that. So
right.
we have dark people, y'all can't say that. Light-skinned people, just want y'all to know, Drake is being real light-skinned right now. 833-212-1017 is our Truth Talking text line. We come back. Here in the state of Wisconsin, if you work from home, you might want to turn your volume up because there's a certain individual by the name of Speaker Robin Vos who basically is trying to make it hard for folks who work from home and basically telling y'all that y'all need to go back to the office. When we come back, we're going to get into this. We're going to hear from Speaker Robin Vos, and we definitely want to get your reaction based on 2025. Are we going back to the office or not? 833-212-1017. We'll be back. Truth Nation, it is Denise Thomas from Truth Be Told with DT and Telly, and I am so excited for you to tune in to our monthly interview with Old National Bank. Old National Bank will be joining us to discuss why they are so committed to supporting women and people of color-owned businesses while also discussing their Empowerment Loan Program, which can provide your business access to funds up to $5 million. So don't miss our Truth Be Told monthly interview with Old National Bank at 8 a.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
God knows. I am
reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need her, my babies.
woke up looking for the broccoli.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Okay.
Is that Squabble Up?
Blueprint is by me.
DJ Ricky? Yeah, that's Squabble Up. That's
the one.
Telly,
One of the ones.
Yeah, you got to watch the video too. The video, it's synonymous with the They Not Like Us video. I don't know if it's the same director.
Okay.
But nah, Kendrick,
he winning.
he also has a song where he samples a Luther Vandross song.
Yeah, that's another good one with SZA.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another good
That song is fire.
That's
yeah,
right.
Telly, go ahead and just go on it.
Yeah. Oh,
download it
yeah.
Today.
Hey, you guys have motivated me to have something new to listen to when I'm working out or traveling. Those are the best times to listen to whole albums.
You will be entertained. And before break, good morning, Truth Nation. Thank you so much for starting your Tuesday off. For many of us, this is our last day at work.
Yes.
We're going to be getting ready for Turkey travel and Turkey Day. Now, before break, and I'm just going to wrap it up on this note. we were talking about Drake, who alleged in a court filing yesterday that Universal Music Group, who is the same record label that Drake and Kendrick Lamar are on, Drake filed a lawsuit against Universal Music Group alleging that UMG launched a campaign to manipulate and saturate the streaming services and airways with the song Not Like Us in order to make that song go viral, including the use of bots and pay-to-play agreements. And what I was sharing with Telly during the break, which is so hilarious to me, because this was simply, and for us that grew up in the 80s and 90s, beef, feuds between rap artists, that's been going on since the beginning of hip-hop.
Yeah.
It's just a part of the culture. And so Drake, who, man, his catalog goes on for years. Like when we would go see Drake at Fiserv Forum, he didn't even perform a third of his songs, Telly. You feel me? And it was still dope.
Yeah, no, that was a really good concert.
And so this has been Kendrick Lamar's season. And apparently Drake has issues with that. You know, Kendrick Lamar is going to be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. He won a Pulitzer Prize. You know, he's won Grammys. He's got Grammy nominations out the wazoo for this year for February 2025 Grammys. It's his season. And Drake has a problem with that. And Drake needs to get over that.
Yeah.
Because what kills me is in the lawsuit, he's basically like, yeah, in UMG, they fired all the people that were loyal to me in order to make Kendrick more successful. Like, Drake, for real?
Hey, DT, you know, sometimes they're not the same consequences when you're petty. And sometimes you may need to chill. Brother Ahmad Kawi hit us up on our YouTube message board and says, Drake didn't get the message about what happens when you sue the man.
No argument here, Ahmad.
And then he put Diddy LOL. Like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you could think that even if you think you're right, because based off of, you know, the information that Diddy had put out there about De Leon and the whole thing with the liquor, he felt like he was right. And so he was trying to fight for what he thought was right. But again, what you like, basically pick your battles. Pick your battles. Like, is this what you really want to do?
Like, what are you trying to gain from this? So everything that you filed in the petition, this lawsuit that alleges that UMG did this and did that, it sounds like UMG was doing what any other record label or record distributor does.
Yeah.
So then that means every artist should just start suing the record labels that have the same artist that they're in a feud or a battle with, like Drake.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, Drake don't need the money. Well, let me not say that because I don't know his pockets, but
well,
Drake has had a very successful career.
he just lost $300,000 for that Mike Tyson fight, so he clearly got money to blow.
You know what I'm saying? $300,000.
Yeah.
Good morning, Pat. Thank you for your patience. You're live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
Good morning, family. DT, I'm going to miss you, honey. Congratulations on all your endeavors. I just wanted to say that I think Drake should take a page out of P. Diddy's book because when he started to sue De Leon, all the secrets came out. So I'm kind of glad that most of these celebrities are getting to the point where their ego is overshadowing their good sense. And some of the secrets that is plaguing our community is able to come out. And the last thing I'm going to say is maybe they should just open the containers. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Pat. You have a great day as well. Man, Telly, I agree with Pat. Like, y'all gonna quit waking up in the morning and getting too ambitious with these lawsuits?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah.
What are you trying to gain?
And again, like, you end up, you know, losing more than what you're going to potentially gain. And like you said, with these record labels, like, if you're making money, yeah, that's cool. But they're always trying to figure out how can we make more money. And that beef generated a lot of money, even though it was, in my opinion, made up. I still don't know what the beef was over, but I mean, like, I know Kendrick said one line saying it's no big three, it's just big me, or it's just me. and then everybody flipped out. And so, but regardless of how diluted I thought the beef was, it generated a lot of interest, and a lot of people were talking about it. And what else is going to drive sales and streams if people are talking about it? Like, if they're not talking about it, they're not buying it.
Exactly.
So the record label knew
this goes back to, remember the beef between the East Coast and the West Coast? It was like Biggie versus Tupac, East Coast versus West Coast, Bad Boy Records versus Death Row Records. And, it was all fun and games until people started dying.
Right.
And then the hip-hop community said, whoa, we got to take a step back here, and we got to hold these record labels accountable, because Death Row Records was distributed, if I'm not mistaken, the parent company was Interscope Records. Because when Dr. Dre decided to leave Death Row, he created Aftermath. But Interscope was the parent company. And for Bad Boy, we all know the parent company was Clive Davis, Arista. These are two white executives that were thinking, look, I don't care about the perpetuation of violence in this community. Yeah. I don't. I care about making money. And so we allowed record label companies to perpetuate this like beef. But then when it became violent, remember the song Self-Destruction? That was more about the gang violence that was taking place. But then, once Biggie died and then Tupac died, a lot of people were like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was like, hey, time out. Whoa, I'm not trying to, I'm not going out like this.
Yeah.
So I say all this to say beef in hip hop originally was healthy. I'll never forget the first time that I heard the song The Real Roxanne, between Roxanne Shante and this other new artist who had, I guess UFG and Shante broke up, and then they hired this other girl. See, hip hop junkies, y'all help me out here. I know y'all out there listening. We're not new to beef in hip hop music.
Right.
It's when it turns into the violence where it gets problematic for us. But again, these record label companies like Drake, somebody needs to sit your Canadian red bone tail down and remind you how this goes.
Yeah. Because also think about those beefs, DT. None of it appeared on the grandest of stage or the mainstream stages in terms of Grammys or things like that. You would always see these beefs playing out at the Soul Train Award or the BET Awards or the Vibe
or the Source Awards.
Or the Source Awards. Yeah. When I can't remember the awards when Snoop went to the East Coast and he was like, y'all ain't got no love for
that was the Source Award.
That was the Source. Yeah.
That was the Source Award.
And look, all of this is playing out on basically black platforms. So, but you got, like you said, the parent companies are run by two white executives, and they don't care what's going on because this is generating money and this is generating interest.
And Drake, you're going to lose this lawsuit. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but come on now.
Just drop it. Just drop it.
Yeah. And it's not a good look for you.
Yeah.
Good morning, Martin. Thank you for your patience. You were live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
Good morning. How you doing?
Great. Thank you.
I'm like on the low right now, and I need y'all because you two are my strength. We started this show together when we took on that problem at that school, and we handled that. I need you right now. I need you more than ever. The community listening to this line, John Chisholm is a pedophile. He slept with my daughter. I got the receipts. I sent it to the phone line. He crossed the line. My daughter's 19 years old. That man is 61 years old. I turned 51 today. And for that man to do that, and they just brought down the public defender and all that stuff is affiliated with John Chisholm and the Covenant. I've been on them for 6 years here in Milwaukee, from Super, a.k.a. Keith Posley, to J.C., John Chisholm. Okay? I sent it to the line. You will hear it. That's how they speak in code. They wear headsets. They big-time pedophiles. What they uncovered is just scratching the surface of what's going to go down in Milwaukee. For that man to do that to my daughter on my born day, DT, it ain't right. Got receipts. I got hella receipts. And I'm sending a message to everybody in the community. Talk to your kids that go to MPS because they've been touched. And the teachers ain't right. I dated 7 of them, and they all selling themselves, and they all forced into prostitution. I gotta go, but I sent y'all the receipt. I love you. I'm gonna be strong, but I'm so weak right now.
Well, Martin, first and foremost, we hear you. We appreciate you having the courage to use this platform, and we hear you. So let's continue. And sometimes people just need to just get things off their chest. So
yeah, and we understand, and
we understand that.
Yeah, Martin, we wish you the best with everything, and yeah, we definitely will be there for you, and hopefully things work out in your favor. But yeah, DT, going back to like we were talking about with these beefs and these record labels just creating these things, and at the end of the day, it's a business, and the business generates money. It's not a nonprofit business. It is a business. And so they're going to do whatever they can do to profit the most.
And Stacy on our True Talking text line says, "Good morning, y'all. Kendrick is red from 5 Heartbeats. Yeah. Drake is the dude that said, I need to talk to you now. And Kendrick said, my office hours."
That's funny.
Stacy, I'm weak. She said that Kendrick is red from the 5 Heartbeats.
Oh, man.
That is
Drake losing all areas versus Lamar. Yeah, right now, like sometimes you just gotta lick your wounds. And that's the thing about today's age with social media and everything. Man, if you just be quiet for a little while and go, just go in the other room, people go forget about it. Ain't nobody still talking about, man, Kendrick got Drake in that beef. Ain't nobody talking about that no more. Like, why are you even bringing it up?
When we come back from break, speaking of why we bringing it up, we're going to move on to Speaker Robin Vos. But I do, to Telly, to your point, Drake, if you would just be quiet, just let it, like Michael Jackson said, just let it sizzle. And then you come back in 2026 or 2027 and kill it all over again. That's what you do in hip-hop beef.
Yeah.
Come on, Drake, understand the rules of engagement. But anywho, when we come back, we've got a new development to share with you regarding the work week schedule. Now, traditional work weeks begin Monday, they end Friday, and since the pandemic, a lot of us have been working remote. Well, the Speaker of the House, Robin Vos in Wisconsin, up there in Madison, has some updates for you. So stay locked in. We're going to share that with you when we come back. Our Truth Talk and text line is 833-212-1017. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated is celebrating 35 years of serving all income and medically underserved populations of Milwaukee's metropolitan area. MHSI is a one-stop shop that provides medical, radiology, dental, pediatric, behavioral health, pharmacies with affordable medications, and more. Also, MHSI's new family medicine residency program, located at the Isaac Cogg's Heritage Health Center, has brought 28 family doctors to our area, which is significantly impacted by healthcare workforce shortages. Become a new patient today. To schedule an appointment, call 414-372-8080. Your health is their business. Hey Milwaukee! Everyone's favorite holiday tradition, Black Nativity by Langston Hughes, returns for its 9th annual musical production celebrating the power of the Black family. It runs for 1 weekend only, from December 5th through the 8th at Marcus Center's Wilson Theater. So grab your family and your friends and join us downtown for a holiday classic like you've never seen before. Get your Black Nativity tickets today at blackartsmke.org. That's blackartsmke.org. See you there.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
Breaking news, Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office is investigating the death of 43-year-old Devontae L. Mitchell outside of the Hyatt Regency on Sunday as a homicide. Breaking news, a Milwaukee mother is speaking out after her 17-year-old daughter, Amira Wallace, was shot and killed at Milwaukee's Deneen Park. This happened just after midnight on July 22nd. Breaking news, according to a sheriff's office report, Sean Grayson said he shot Sonia Massey after fearing she would throw boiling water at him, which would have caused great bodily harm or death. Breaking news, body cam video shows fatal police shooting of 4-year-old Illinois boy and man holding him hostage. Police responding to a domestic violence call shot a 4-year-old named Terrell Marshawn Miller and his mother's boyfriend. Now that I have your attention, these are families that are more than just a news story. These are families who are hurting. These are families that are searching for justice. As a community, it's our duty to get involved and make sure we do our part to make sure that these families receive the justice that they're searching for. Today, it's their families in the news. Tomorrow is yours. This is why it's important for us to make sure that we stay on the front lines and make sure that we do our part to help change what's going on in our neighborhood. Whether it's police brutality, whether it's senseless violence, whether it's human trafficking, we all can do our part and help each and every family that's affected negatively in our communities get justice.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, we have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we will be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. Visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That is blackbusinessgiveback.com to sign up today. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official contest rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC.
And Truth Nation, everyone's favorite holiday tradition, Black Nativity by Langston Hughes, returns for its 9th annual musical production celebrating the power of the Black family. It runs for 1 weekend only, from December 5th through the 8th at the Marcus Center's Wilson Theater. So tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth this Wednesday, tomorrow, as we will be giving away a pair of tickets to see the Black Nativity on every show. Yes, every show will be giving away a pair of tickets to see Black Nativity on Wednesday. So to purchase tickets, you can also visit blackartsmke.org. Again, to purchase tickets to see Black Nativity, visit blackartsmke.org. Good morning again, Truth Nation. It is Tuesday, November 26th. We are 1 day away from Thanksgiving Eve. Telly, do you smell the turkey?
You smell what the rock is cooking. Yes, man, it's exciting times, man, because I remember weeks, years where I would stop eating a couple days beforehand. I'm like, look, I want to be as hungry as possible because I want to eat as much as I can.
Right. That's a good process. For me, I'm not that disciplined. I'm like, I'm ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. Didn't you just eat, Denise? And I'm ready to eat.
I'm ready to eat.
I don't know. I have always been hungry.
You ain't saying like a particular time. You said this is your life.
Oh my God, you got me smarting. I didn't realize how I sound when I said it like that. When I say Telly.
I was like, is she talking about this week or her whole 48 years? Like she's just been hungry.
My whole 48 years. I didn't realize how it sounded when I said it. Because I'm looking for some support from you. And then you're like, wait a minute. Do you mean like now or like... Yes, Telly, I've always been hungry my whole life. From May 16th on to today, I stay hungry. I can eat all the, like, I don't, here's the thing. I don't recall a time where someone asked me, hey man, my stomach is, you hungry? Yes. Like I'm that friend.
You've never declined.
Never. I have never declined because even, because I've always struggled with my weight. I've been very public about that. I've struggled with my weight my entire life. And the majority of my life, I've been overweight. And so I'm an emotional eater. So whether I'm stressed or anxious or whatever, I'm eating. So this has been a journey for me in terms of my health and wellness journey. But even now, like I'm hungry right now, Telly. If you said, hey, you want to go to, I'm just trying to think.
A donut shop.
What's that? See, now why you go there? Why you bring up donuts? That's my weakness. Really, Telly? Now you're being messy. Because I wasn't even thinking about. Now I'm thinking about donuts. Anywho, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Now, in our capital, up the road in Madison, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, who is, and I mean super, super, super-duper right conservative Republican, says that he plans to propose a requirement that all state employees, so if you are employed by the state of Wisconsin, he is proposing that you take your behind back to the office beginning in January as part of budget negotiations. So during the month of January, they're going to be negotiating the budget. Part of that is going to be requiring people to go back to the office. Now, don't take my word for it, Telly. Let's hear from GOP Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, who recently sat down on the show up front to talk about what he plans to propose for state employees next year.
I think it was some employees hadn't been in the office in months and months.
State employees,
state employees. Yeah, state employees. That's really an embarrassment.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos exclusively on Upfront. You want to force them back into the office?
I would love to be able to say people have to be back in the office at least 3 or 4 days a week. I think we need to look at how state government functions, and one of the reasons that we have not had the services we want to deliver is because a lot of employees aren't working, or they're working only from home and not doing it very well with little supervision.
The state.
Yeah. The last thing he said, DT, that was the main thing. No supervision. That's the problem. It's not they aren't getting the job done. It's they can't see what they're doing. That's the thing.
Control and power. And Jasmine says on our YouTube message board, man, I'm glad I'm not a state employee. He sounds bitter. When we come back, we're going to further dissect this proposal that Assembly Speaker Robin Vos out of Madison is going to be proposing as part of budget negotiations in January. He is proposing that all state employees go back to work at least 3 to 4 times a week. You're listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Thank you, Truth Nation. Your willingness to share your stories with our community has helped make the Tory Lowe Show a 2-time First Place Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Award winner.
Hey, I'm tapping in for the Milwaukee County Jail. Yeah, man, they treating us real bad up in here, man. I mean, they can have us sleeping in feces and urine. They took the batteries from us, told us there wasn't no batteries in stock. I ain't never heard that in my life.
We do this all for you, Milwaukee. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place? You know, that spot that only you know about? And instead of what you came for, you found something a little different? What if instead of your private stash, you found a simple phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Would you make the call? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/thereishelp.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed. Right. They want to know how far are you driving to get to and from work every day. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin, or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. I need you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up, and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive is bringing us all together again to collect toys for children and families in need.
Join Capco and WTMJ for a celebration of giving on December 7th at the Kazmarek Center in Grafton.
This is more than just a toy drive. It's about kids helping kids. We are learning the importance of giving and how that impacts other kids and families all over Wisconsin.
Experience the joy of giving on December 7th.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Help us make a difference this Christmas. Visit kidstokidstoydrive.com.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good morning. You are listening to, man, Ricky came back with the, I feel like I had to,
drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply.
Yeah, Ricky, keep coming back from break. I like these samples, man. I'm getting more and more fired up. I might start downloading it now.
Told you this album fire.
And shout out to Universal Music Group. Despite the lawsuit, the petty, do they have like what they call petty? Yeah, they do. Like if you're suing someone and it's like under $500, isn't it called like a petty lawsuit or a petty case?
Yeah, those are the court cases you see on TV. Like the
Drake needs to be on Judge Judy or who's left. That's where Drake should take that.
Yeah, I don't even know who's left with them shows anymore. But yeah, you're right. They should have petty awards. I mean, like have a trophy.
Drake is so petty, man. I know I keep going back to it, but in the meantime, definitely check out Kendrick Lamar's new album. And I know that's going to be on heavy rotation over the Thanksgiving holiday, which again is genius move. UMG, they are definitely playing chess, because the album just dropped. It's going to be rotating significantly through the holiday season. And then Kendrick Lamar performs halftime in February. Genius.
Yeah. No.
Actually, it's not genius. It's called standard operating procedures for a for-profit business. That's not even genius. That's just what we do. So, Drake, speaking of speaking, Speaker Robin Vos plans to propose a requirement that all Wisconsin state employees return to the office as part of budget negotiations that will kick off in January. So according to Speaker Vos, there are way too many employees that are working from home. And there was apparently there was an audit that came out over the summer. And according to Speaker Robin Vos, and I quote, "I think it was some employees hadn't been in the office in months and months, and that's really an embarrassment. So number one, we need to make sure people are actually doing their job."
Just because you don't see them doesn't mean they're not doing their jobs. And if they weren't doing their jobs, I'm sure there would have been something or some sort of gap that would have, alerted you that they're not doing their jobs. I just think that, post-COVID, like we all have had our thoughts and mindset before the pandemic about people that work from home. Either, you're trying to get away with stuff, or you're not going to be as productive, or you're lazy, or whatever, labels or stigma came with working from home. But you've had a whole pandemic and things have changed. So why don't, besides, trying to say, well, we need to go back to the old way and you come to work every day, where maybe you set up different salaries. Okay, if you want to work remote, this will be your salary, this will be your contract, and if you decide to come in. Because you and I were talking before the show, DT, and we are people that prefer to go into work. But we also know people that are more productive at home. So besides just saying all have to do this or none of you could do that, let's come to a compromise where, you may have more people that are more productive from home.
Well, the Democrats of Wisconsin, including Governor Tony Evers' administration, responded to Speaker Robin Vos, who is a member of the GOP, the Republican Party, with the following clapback. And I quote, this came from Governor Evers' spokesperson, Britt Cuddeback. "State workers don't need a lecture in productivity from the guy who led the least active full-time legislator in America during the worst economic crisis in a decade. If the speaker is looking for people who aren't doing work very well, it seems his branch of government would be a great place to start," end quote. See, Democratic Party, that's why we lost to begin with. That made zero sense. That sounded like somebody said, "Your breath stinks." No, your breath stinks. That's what that was. See, that's why the Democratic Party, that's why y'all need to just have a seat. Because you're not even knowing how to clap back right.
Because while you clap it back, he about to make this proposal and most likely going to get it passed through.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we come back from break in our second hour. We're going to dive into this. Now, Truth Nation, how do you feel? Because this is the start of what many employers are going to be faced with, because we already know how Elon Musk, who is going to be a cabinet member, more than likely a cabinet member for the Trump administration, overseeing the government efficiency policies. This is a first of many conversations at both the federal level, the executive level, the state level, and the local level. So let's start having this conversation, y'all. It's going to be uncomfortable, but how are we feeling about going back to work? Because don't think that because you're not a state employee, this doesn't impact you.
Right.
There are a number of private and public companies that are discussing right now whether they should mandate employees to come back to work. So let's dive into this. We come back at our second hour. But the Democratic Party, see, this is why y'all's clapback, that was weak. And I'm going to tell you why it was weak when we come back. Stay locked in. This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. Truth Talking text line 833-212-1017. Don't even know how to clap back right. Lord have mercy. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tuesday, December 3rd is Giving Tuesday, and The Truth is teaming up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. For nearly 3 decades, Milwaukee College Prep has been redefining what's possible in urban education. MCP provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. Join us in giving the gift of education on Tuesday, December 3rd for Giving Tuesday.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Your family history of prostate cancer increases the risk for all the men in your family. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Prostate cancer is most treatable when it's detected early. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
A black grand national, being rational, give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that are really step, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on
you feeling it?
Man, I haven't been disappointed yet. Like everyone has been heat so far. That's like the third or fourth one, Ricky, you played, right? Yeah.
And it goes on and on. And
wow.
on. Good morning, Truth Nation. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is our second hour of the best morning show on planet Earth because you deserve the best. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Now, before the break, and by the way, Telly and I are probably going to get a lawsuit from Drake for playing Kendrick's. We are.
You guys are biased.
Guys playing really? Drake, I'm gonna tell you right now. You sue me, you're gonna be practicing, brother. You're gonna be wasting your time.
Man, that's what he doing with suing that record company too.
You know what I'm saying? you will be literally wasting your time. Yeah. But no, it's fire. Kendrick's album. It's.
I'm definitely checking it out.
But that's the thing, though. If this is his season, let him shine, Drake. Okay, how long has Drake been on top? Like, been one of the top 5 rappers in the game? I would say since what, 2000, if I had to guess. And Ricky, help me out with this. Best I Ever Had. That came out, I want to say, in 2007 or 2006.
You've been in the game for almost 2 decades.
Yeah. Nobody else can shine but you, Drake. You had a whole 20 years.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Hey, that greed is real.
But that's the thing, though. I don't think, seriously, Telly, he is not doing this for money. It's not about money. He's that petty.
Yeah.
He is in his feelings.
Yeah.
He wrote a whole song.
Now, greed ain't all about just finances. I mean, greed is just, he wants it to be all about him. He's being greedy.
Oh, okay.
Like, I want it, I want it all the time.
Well, when most people hear the word greed, they think of money. What you're talking about is that he's very self-absorbed and he wants all the attention. That's
And he was already getting a lot of attention, and he's being greedy. He wants more. He wants, like, dude, like you said, chill out. Like, you got your own freaking plane, man. Like, stop.
I love it,
like,
too.
what else
So
do you
fire.
need?
Goals. Hashtag goals. Lord, be a G7 in 2025. Won't he do it? Manifestation. All right. Before break, we were also speaking of, I don't think the word petty is appropriate, but Robin Vos, Speaker of the House in the state of Wisconsin, sat down with Matt Smith on the show Upfront, which is like it's similar to Meet the Press.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically is going to propose in January, as part of the budgeting for the state of Wisconsin, that all state employees return to the office at least 3 to 4 days a week. Now, Governor Evers' administration has responded. One of their spokespeople basically said that state workers don't need a lecture in productivity from the guy, and they're talking about Voss, who led the least active full-time legislator in America. If the speaker is looking for people who aren't doing work very well, it seems his branch of government would be a great place to start. See, that's just going back and forth. That's like third grade to me. Right. Now, the Republican Party is saying that we have all of these empty office buildings that were designed and built for millions and millions of dollars, and they are now vacant. It makes no sense. It's kind of like if you built a brand new house and you had no intention of living in it or occupying it. Mm-hmm. So the Democrats, including the Department of Administration, i.e. Governor Evers' administration, has indicated that the state could save $9 million in occupancy costs and more than $541 million in deferred maintenance through the consolidation of buildings. Houseway.
Yeah. That's all it boils down to, DT. Like, they don't want to, I mean, they got to justify. It's two things. It's control and it's money and control. And the money part comes in, like you said, we're not about to build all these nice facilities and have all these things and no one is coming here. And the control part is, I want to walk around and go see what you're doing, as opposed to trusting that you're doing what you're supposed to do if you're working from home. And so I think the combination of the two, now you're starting to propose things that are going to mandate employees to do this. Whereas, again, if this is a new, day and age, and maybe you have two different platforms where, or even, salary scales where you have the option. If you want to be hybrid, this is how much you're going to get. If you choose to come in Monday through Friday, maybe it's a little more incentive. But besides doing that, they just want to make it where it's kind of like the vaccine. Either you're going to get it and continue to work here, or you're not going to get it and we got the option to fire you or say you can't come in. Because that's basically what they're going to do. If they're proposing this, eventually it's going to become an ultimatum.
Completely. Look, I have no argument with what you said. Now, State Representative Francesca Hong of Madison, who's a Democrat, and she's part of the state audit committee, said, it's disappointing but not surprising the speaker doesn't recognize that we have one of the highest worker participation rates that we've seen in years. And this is part of an audit where they visited 15 agencies in the state of Wisconsin and said the average proportion of workstations in use during the visits ranged from 0 to 34.5%. Speaker Voss says, I would love for us to be able to say if we're going to be giving more money to agencies, we need to make sure we're actually performing. If we're going to give raises to employees, they actually have to have performance metrics. Here's how I feel about it. This is DT right here, okay? I'm not saying this is how it should be for the entire state. or the entire country. Because trust and believe, a lot of us are saying, well, that's state employees. They don't have anything to do with me. Oh, it's coming. It's coming because remember, Elon Musk, who has just been nominated to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, he's already pushing that any federal employee in this country return to a full Monday through Friday work week in the office.
Yeah.
In the office. So it's coming.
For Elon Musk, if you really go back into recent history, it's already here. What happened when he took over Twitter? He went in there and started firing everybody.
Yeah. And then another.
So.
Well, I was going to say, also, a lot of folks aren't going to say it, but if we need to reduce headcount, because remember what Elon Musk is all about. What he's all about: innovation through AI and robots.
Yep.
So and he's a very forward-looking individual. So if I'm looking at, the possibility of reducing human beings in the office space to replace them with AI and robots and save all this money and therefore making all this money, then we'll just force the human beings to go back to work, and more than likely, half of them will quit.
Mm-hmm.
Problem solved. Al, thank you so much for your patience. You were listening to the best morning show and you were live with DT and Telly. What is your question or comment?
My only comment is, when it comes to the Republican Party, if they say something, you say something. You cannot reason with peasants and born and raised trash. These individuals know who they are, but when they come with their stuff, make sure you give your opinion. Sometimes people have to be offended in order to get the point. And I notice a lot of times when Republican Party say stuff, people try to play the bigger person. And I'm just here to let you know you don't have to play the bigger person. You don't even got to play the bigger person with God. And that was told to me by some very seasoned people. So I just wanted to share that information with you. And no, you do not have to compromise. And have a happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And if they're hungry, let them starve. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Al.
You gonna miss that, ain't you?
Am I gonna miss Al? Of course. I'm gonna miss a lot of our valued listeners at 7 in the morning. No, I am. I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna miss all that.
Yeah. You were saying what though?
Well, here's the thing. Based on what Al just shared. At the end of the day, the government as a whole, federal, state, local, we've had a lot of revelations this year in terms of how our government operates and how they communicate to us as Americans versus what is actually being done in the decision-making rooms. So whether it's the Situation Room, the Oval Office, congressional hearings, senatorial, like whatever, we have learned a lot about how the government feels about America and how they want to get back to the way that it used to be. That's why this whole country has just voted to make America great again. And a lot of that has to do with, okay, so straight white men were feeling as though with DE&I, they were losing their control. They were losing their power. So we start with getting rid of DE&I. We start with implementing, Christianity, which oftentimes is perceived as white nationalism. And again, if you are a non-black person and you're listening and this conversation is making you uncomfortable, it's okay. Just listen or turn the channel, but listen to learn and understand, because these are the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Stop me when I'm telling something that's false.
Well, no.
So they're getting rid of DE&I. They're now going to propose that the Federal Department of Education, a federal agency that allocates funds to states, they're saying, we're not going to do that anymore. We'll let the states determine how to allocate money. Then now you've got, in the same, less than 30 days, now you've got, here's something else again that goes back to control and power. We're going to tell people they have to go back to the office, not because of the money. See, that's the thing. The state, that's why I said the Democratic, that clapback was weak. Because at the end of the day, this has nothing to do, well, it has something to do with money, but the majority of this is making it seem like this is morally wrong. You got to put fear in people's hearts. You got to put fear in their mind. This is morally wrong. Post office workers don't get to work from home.
Huh?
You know, airplane captains and pilots, they don't get to work from home. Like, they're going to make this about morals. And if you don't want to do the right thing, then you can just quit and you can leave, and we'll replace you with either AI, another human being who will work at a third of what we pay you. But ultimately, this country was based on two things: control and power.
Yeah.
And this election is reminding us, the outcome of this election is reminding us that those who originally founded this country based on control and power, they are reintroducing that.
Yeah. Well, no, and the fear tactic, and you know, that was pretty much the core of Donald Trump's campaign. Because what was he telling you during his campaign? If you don't elect me, the border is going to run wild and immigrants are going to come and take over this country, and that's why you need me. Oh, you also need me because look at the economy. I'll have the economy booming. Hey, if you elect me, the war in Israel will be, in Ukraine will be done in a day. So these are all things that, because I'm scaring you into doing it, because if I don't vote for you, then oh my gosh, you know, the border is just going to be crazy. Eggs are going to be $20 for the rest of my life. You know, so again. That was the premise of his whole campaign, is to scare you. Even when he was running in 2020, what did he tell suburban, basically white women? I'll protect you. You don't want people coming and taking over your neighborhoods. I'm here for you. And it didn't work in 2020, but he still, was running on that as the premise. It's just, I'm going to scare you into voting for me, because if you don't vote for me, all the things that I'm saying that I'm going to clean up won't happen.
And what won't happen is that, again, please, Truth Nation, this is not just a government, federal agency, state, federal, it's not just going to impact federal and state workers. They're starting with that because that's where the most control is in terms of whether we push for at the federal or state level versus, privately or publicly owned companies, employers. It's coming. When we come back, we want to hear from you. Are you ready to go back to the office? Does it matter to you? Or are you like, no way, if I can't work from home, I'm not working at all? 833-212-1017. Are you cool with working from home? Are you cool with working in the office? This is the best morning show on planet Earth. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube every day from 1 to 4. I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Now that's powerful.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
It's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships and building out your dream. And then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate articulate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
Looking for a fun family activity to get into the holiday spirit? Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 7th. The event is free and we will have lots of fun activities. Capco is dedicated to bring communities together and has collected over 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids. Join us and WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy to help children in need this holiday season. Support Kids to Kids. Visit kidstoKidstoyDrive.com.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated is celebrating 35 years of serving all income and medically underserved populations of Milwaukee's metropolitan area. MHSI is a one-stop shop that provides medical, radiology, dental, pediatric, behavioral health, pharmacies with affordable medications, and more. Also, MHSI's new family medicine residency program, located at the Isaac Cobbs Heritage Health Center, has brought 28 family doctors to our area, which is significantly impacted by healthcare workforce shortages. Become a new patient today. To schedule an appointment, call 414-372-8080. Your health is their business.
Okay, Fred, so I got some questions.
What's up?
Where should I go if I want to start my own business?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, Fred, so where should I go if my kid needs an internship? Or if I need a job, where do I go?
You go to EerieInsurance.com.
Okay, so what if I want to work for a company that believes in diversity, has great benefits, and growth for people like us?
You already know. It's EerieInsurance.com.
Man, so Fred, I just need to go to Erie Insurance?
Go to EerieInsurance.com for all that you need.
It's amazing.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome back to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. It is Tuesday, November 26th, and we have two very special guests live in the studio with us. And we have Allison Wagner, the founding executive director of All In Milwaukee, and we have Chris Alexander, the lead scholar advisor for All In Milwaukee. Good morning, Allison. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for coming in and joining us.
Good morning. It's such an honor to be here.
Yeah. Now, Allison, you are one of, a very important person to me right now, and you don't even know it because I have a senior in high school, and we're trying to get these scholarship dollars. And I know you're here to talk about the opening and closing of scholarships and closing that gap between having to pay out of pocket versus financial aid. Just, for people and parents like me, holler at us. Let us know what's going on. How can we get this money?
First of all, congrats on having a senior.
Thank you.
You're at the final end of the road. Congrats. I know that's a lot of work. I have a freshman in high school, so I'm right there with you. Well, thank you so much for having us. I'm the executive director of All in Milwaukee, and we are a college completion program here in Milwaukee. We've been around for 7 years. We have 500 amazing Milwaukee students that are in college today, and we are supporting them through college with a substantial scholarship, but even more importantly, with amazing wraparound support that our advisors like Chris support students through their college journey and really into careers here in Milwaukee.
Yes, and this is a program that, again, this is not just for students that are entering college, but you all work with them throughout their college years, and that's where you come in, Chris, where the support system. Just talk about a little bit about what you do and how you help students throughout their college journey.
Absolutely, yeah. Once the students enter, we have our initial meeting with them just to introduce who we are, get to know them and all that good stuff. We read up on them so that we know who they are. They're high-achieving scholars anyway. When they start at their universities, we have our advising meetings, and where we sit down, we talk to them. My first question is always, how you doing? How are you feeling? How's your mental health? you know, because first and foremost, we want them to feel good, to be okay with the mental. Then we ask about the advising, you know, and then we ask about the academics, to make sure that those grades are intact. We know that they have college advisors at the universities, but we want to make sure that those grades are good. They have to meet that 2.5 GPA threshold, as well as having 12 or more credit hours, throughout the semester. We also talk about the financial aid to make sure that the financial aid is good, no holds on that account, and then we make sure that they're ready to go for internships. So we offer those 4 pillars through All in Milwaukee, just to make sure that, you know, they're getting everything that they need. That there's where the wraparound support happens.
We're being joined live in studio by Chris Alexander, the lead scholar advisor for All in Milwaukee, and Allison Wagner, the founding executive director of All in Milwaukee. And DT, I know you got a question, but you know I'm all in on this because this is important time.
You got babies, so, I get it.
But and I just got one more question. I know you want to get one in, but this question is for Allison. Allison, for students, like the one thing I have found out in looking for scholarship dollars, there's a lot of things that only apply for students that are wishing to attend schools in Wisconsin. What about some of those out-of-state schools, and how do you get more access to some of those scholarship dollars?
Yeah, you're not going to like my answer because we do work specifically with local universities. We go as far west as Madison and UW-Whitewater, but our scholarship is $12,000, but it is matched by the university partners. So our students, 86% of them have no student debt, none.
Wow.
Thanks to the scholarship we provide and the university packages we negotiate. So All in Milwaukee scholars are going to our partner universities, which are Alverno, Carroll, Marquette, MSOE, UW-Madison, UW-Milwaukee, UW-Whitewater, and Wisconsin Lutheran College, because those universities are providing additional financial aid, and they're coordinating their services with our team members like Chris. However, I would be happy to, you know, if there are students out there who are looking for other scholarship dollars, I'd be happy for them to contact us and for us to give them, you know, ideas of platforms and things that are out there. But we are very focused on building the future diverse workforce of Milwaukee and making sure our students are going to our local universities and then going out to work for our career partners who are investing in them.
Okay. She did apply for Marquette, by the way.
Oh, well, hey, we got a great relationship with Marquette. In fact, we have 185 students at Marquette.
Oh, nice.
And through All in Milwaukee, many of them are able to afford to live on campus, do amazing things like their winter break or summer break study abroad and other options. So highly recommend she look at All in Milwaukee and Marquette if that's an option for her.
All right.
Congrats.
Did y'all hear that, Truth Nation? Allison just told y'all that your kids will never be at home. They'll be always gone out the house. Won't he do it? Won't he do it, y'all? She said abroad for the summer and on campus during the fall and winter. They will be out your house. Thank you to All in Milwaukee. And you are just tuning in. We are joined by Allison Wagner, founding executive director at All in Milwaukee, and Chris Alexander, the lead scholar advisor of All in Milwaukee. I am all for All in Milwaukee. More so because it gets your kids out your house at very, very little cost. Now, I'm looking at the website, Allison and Chris, and thank you so much again for being here, because as we all know, however you're feeling right now about the outcome of the election, if you are a parent, just as Telly had mentioned, with students that are preparing for college, at the end of the day, you want your children to be equipped for success post high school graduation. So what I really am impressed with, on your website you have different statistics, and one of them says that as a comparison, 14% of Milwaukee high school graduates will earn a 2 or 4 year degree within 6 years. Through All in Milwaukee, 87% of the upperclassmen are on track to graduate 6 years or less. I love that, because we are living in a generation where, quite frankly, our students, our future leaders, don't want to be in school for 10 or 15 years, don't want to have to accumulate tens and thousands of dollars of debt related to post-secondary education. What attributes to that? What is All in Milwaukee doing that's driving that type of incredible statistic?
Well, thank you so much for bringing that up and for allowing us to have that comparison point. So, first and foremost, if you talk to the students, they're kind of like you, Telly. They'll tell you they applied for the money, but then 97% of them tell us that the wraparound support that they receive from Chris and team is the difference maker. Yeah. So it's the advising meetings, it's the cohort building, it's the community we're building on campus, it's the transition that we make once they're on track academically to focusing on their career development and their career placement. We work with these students to make sure they have a path for financial aid, for housing, for courses, for graduation. We make sure they have a plan in place for all of those different components that are really important to graduate. And then, as Chris said, we also address the mental health, the sense of belonging, the pieces that are really important not only for the transition, but to find your place. We don't just want our students to survive college, we want them to thrive there. And our team makes sure that happens. And we do that in partnership with our universities, we really do, and we celebrate those results together. But the reality is we see 14% of high school graduates in Milwaukee earn a 2 or 4 year degree. That's DPI data. And we're getting 87% through, and again, 86% have no student debt. And so we're really excited to announce that the next class will be 175 scholars.
Wow.
We've been intentionally growing every year. Our first class was just 40 students in 2019 before the pandemic.
Wow.
But we've been able to grow every year. So next year we'll have 175 students in the class of 25. And our lofty goal, which I think we'll reach because we have the best team in town, is to be serving 1,000 students total, freshman through senior, by 2029.
Wow. And Chris, just to follow up on that, and great question, Denise, because this is a different day and age now. And just talk about the importance of the support from, a mental health standpoint, just to making sure, like, you're good.
Absolutely, Telly. Excuse me. So there's no right way to college. I don't know. I was not a first-generation scholar, but when I went to college, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't reach out for help. We're here for that help. We're kind of like the GPS for these scholars. When they come in, we do sit down, and I think we are more invested than where other places I used to work at as a college advisor. We're more invested in the lives of our scholars. So that right there helps students to understand, okay, there's someone here for me. As I mentioned, growing up, I had no one in my corner. I grew up with 5 sisters. My parents, they worked, they were busy. No one showed interest until my parents put me in a different school, and then that's when all the support happened. So that's where I step in. I'm like, hey, I want to help everyone, as many students, as many scholars as I can. Come on, scholars, I want y'all to come on out. I keep getting older. These scholars keep getting younger, and that's fine. I'm like an old man up in here helping them, and that's what I want to do. So that's where that support happens.
Yeah. No, go ahead, DT.
I was going to say, don't feel bad, Chris. My babies are 312 months and 348 months. So
I love
that. I'm a bit removed from this, so that's why I'm going to pass the mic to Telly. Yes, my babies are 312 and 348 months.
No, but I also look at it like this too, Chris. You just brought up a great point, because I remember being a 17-year-old kid at Illinois State University, and I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't have any support or I didn't know what to do. And so, the only thing I knew was I had independence. I had freedom. You couldn't tell me what to do. That's the only thing I knew. But, to have that support, that is something that is crucial. And I'm sure the students and scholars that have entered this program and remain in this program really appreciate that type of support. And, wow, this is all in Milwaukee. You guys providing a lot of great information and a lot of great resources. And, again, Allison, just one more time, just tell us about the opening and closing of these scholarships, and how can some of these students get some of this money?
Yes, thank you. It's so timely that you've had us here today. Thank you for this opportunity. Our scholarship just opened on Friday, November 15th. and it closes on February 12th at 3 p.m. And any student who has not been connected to All in Milwaukee by their high school counselor should reach out to us. They can find the information on our website, www.allinmilwaukee.org. So it's www.allinmilwaukee.org. And we, again, are looking for high school seniors that live in Milwaukee, are Pell eligible, and have a 3.0 or higher GPA. Our scholarship is based on residency, need, and merit, and those are the only eligibility requirements. And we look forward to having a lot of amazing students apply for those 175 scholar spots that I'm proud to say we've already fundraised for.
Nice, nice. And like you said, it started at 45, and now you're up to 175. Like that. That is awesome. And I can see why it will and continue to grow. And Allison, Chris, thank you so much for coming in and joining us, giving us this information about the scholarship dollars. And I know I'm not the only one out there that had their ears really glued to the radio, because this is very important information, and you're really helping these students as well as these parents help bridge that gap between the financial aid and the scholarship dollars and coming out of their own pocket. Again, Allison Wagner, founding executive director of All in Milwaukee, and Chris Alexander, lead scholar advisor, All in Milwaukee. Again, Chris, Allison, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving to you all. And when we return, more Truth Be Told with DT and Telly after this.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Adrian Dunn's Wonderful, a soulful celebration, comes to the Bradley Symphony Center for one night only on December 7th. Get your tickets now to experience lots of your favorite seasonal music the gospel way. Emmy Award-nominated composer and conductor Adrian Dunn leads the Adrian Dunn Singers and the Rise Orchestra in a festive mix of soulful arrangements that are sure to fill you with hope and peace. With drums, guitars, tambourines, and plenty of hallelujahs, this festive concert promises to take the entire audience to church and beyond. Adrian Dunn's Wonderful, a soulful celebration, runs December 7th only. For tickets and more information, visit mso.org or call 414-291-7605.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place? You know, that spot that only you know about? And instead of what you came for, you found something a little different. What if instead of your private stash, you found a simple phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Would you make the call? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/thereishelp.
Hey Milwaukee! Everyone's favorite holiday tradition, Black Nativity by Langston Hughes, returns for its 9th annual musical production celebrating the power of the Black family. It runs for one weekend only, from December 5th through the 8th at Market Center's Wilson Theater. So grab your family and your friends and join us downtown for a holiday classic like you've never seen before. Get your Black Nativity tickets today at blackartsmke.org. That's blackartsmke.org. See you there.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call,
That's all.
Well, everything's cleared up on 41 southbound, just south of Highway Q, where we had a disabled vehicle stuck in the left lane. We do still have backups, though, heading back to Highway 167, so careful with that. Eastbound 94 is our other heavy spot. It's going to be slow from 68th Street all the way through to 35th. Westbound's cleared up nicely, as has 43 southbound and northbound, for that matter. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, mostly sunny, chilly, a few clouds later on with a high of 37. Tonight, increasing clouds, a low of 28. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good morning, Truth Nation. That was a great interview, Telly. I'm always excited to hear about ways that I can either make money or save money.
Man, yes. And it's definitely timely for me, but that's, it's for everybody out there. Make sure that if your kid or your student, and no longer kids, but if your student has ambitions to go to college, and they're showing the effort to go, like you should match that effort or even exceed that effort to make sure that they're in a position to achieve what they want to achieve their goals. And so when you can find information or get information to help that process, I'm all for it, man.
Absolutely. And speaking of support, Truth Nation, we want to remind you that next Tuesday, December 3rd, is Giving Tuesday, and The Truth is teaming up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. So for nearly 3 decades, Milwaukee College Prep has been redefining what's possible in urban education. Milwaukee College Prep provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. So join us in giving the gift of education on Tuesday, December 3rd for Giving Tuesday. Visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate. We appreciate you tuning in. Now, I'm going to address this really quick, and then we'll talk more about it tomorrow, because I made a quick announcement on Friday. So tomorrow will be my last day co-hosting Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. I really, really greatly appreciate everyone's support. This has been an incredible journey. And I've just made this decision to explore new opportunities that align with my passions and my goals. And quite frankly, my parents are getting older. My father has been navigating through some, not health issues, but I want to be able to just be more present. And again, this has been a great experience. I'm not going anywhere in terms of leaving Good Karma Brands or WTMJ or even The Truth. I just won't be on this show anymore.
She
But
just
it's
ain't
been a
got to
great
wake up
journey.
early, y'all.
I ain't say that, you did.
You were thinking it.
But no, in all seriousness, it has been such an honor. And like I said, we'll get more into this tomorrow. But just know this, Truth Nation, I am so grateful for each of you, because you have made this experience completely unforgettable. And it's not goodbye. It's I'm going to see you around. And in the words of Coach Deion Sanders, I ain't hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
But again, more tomorrow. We're going to keep it focused. Oh, and by the way, because you know how we are, if you have any questions about why or when or how it, I ain't hard to find. Don't be asking Telly.
REALCOML. I got a feeling I'm going to be putting that out there quite often, because I'm glad you put that disclaimer out there. Don't call me asking what's up. No. I'm not about to sit up here and no. This is why this is a public announcement.
Public. And then you know I got to address them aunties. Now, Telly, what really happened? Why did DT really leave?
That's what you know that's going to come.
Now, you know, give me the tea.
Inside scoop.
I'm going to tell y'all right now. Don't be bothering Telly. Don't be bothering Ricky.
Because ain't no inside scoop. She just told you.
I just told you. Okay? Don't try to be messy.
Yeah, I ain't
hard to find. Because, you know, we live in a society now. Well, there's got to be more to that than, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Look, come Monday. Now, Telly, what really happened? Didn't she just tell you on the show Wednesday what happened?
That's right. Yeah.
Love you, Truth Nation.
Yeah. So there it is. Thank you, not really a city girl. Facts.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Thank y'all so much. Reggie O, thank you. Al, thank you. Oh, Al is so sweet. I received that. Yes, 10,000 square foot house. Let's go. I receive all of the love. I appreciate it, y'all. But again, it's not goodbye. It's just see you around. Moving on, tariffs. President-elect Donald Trump, man, I have never seen, Telly, do you remember like whenever you received a job offer? And you'd be like, let me just take some time to enjoy my time off before I get back in the trenches of work. Trump ain't playing.
No.
He hasn't even been inaugurated yet.
No. He gonna have his whole cabinet filled before the new year. It seems like. Heck, before Christmas.
This man said that when he takes office on January 20th, which is basically 2 months from today, he said that he's going to charge Mexico, Canada, and China a 25% tariff on all products that come into the United States, including an additional 10% tariff to China. Now, Telly, I don't know about you, but if I literally walk around my house and pick up anything, any solid object in my house, and I turn it over and look at the bottom, it's probably going to say made in China.
Yes. Yes.
Produce. There's so much produce that we depend on Mexico to give us. Now, President-elect Donald Trump is saying that he's imposing these tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China in an effort to stop the flow of drugs entering the country and the illegal border crossings. All I'm saying to us is this: whether you voted for Trump or not, if you charge, let's just break this down in DT terms, because y'all know I'm Evansville, Indiana public school. So as a business owner, Telly, if you tell me that you're going to charge me more to provide a service or product to my customers, non-negotiable, 25%, right. What do you think I'm going to do in order to get some of that money back? I'm going to increase the prices.
Exactly.
So I just want to say this to all the people that are excited about making America great again through the Trump administration. Do not call Telly. Do not call Tory. Do not call Sherwin. Do not call Kerry and Benjamin and complain, especially if you attribute it to this red Kool-Aid map. Because I'm telling you right now, all this hype about protecting our borders and keeping our country safe and, protecting us from China, it does not take a rocket science to know that if you charge them more money, then you as a consumer are going to be directly impacted because they're going to now charge more money to get those products to you. That's how it works. Oh, well, Denise, what about price gauging? Price gauging? Do the research on what price gauging is, because that's what a lot of companies are doing now. 4 years later, after the pandemic, they are saying that they are still suffering and they got to increase prices when it's really, to your point earlier, Telly, greed. But these tariffs, 25%?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so you don't think that's going to impact production and impact the imports that are coming in, because they may reach a point where, you're going to say, man, I'm not paying, twice as much as I used to pay, and that's going to be the price. And so you're thinking that, we're going to just throw tariffs on everybody. Like, man, first off, he just found out what tariffs were when he got elected. And then once he found out, then he just want to weaponize it. And that's not how that was intended for it to be exercised. And so it's going to be different. But people were so just caught in the smoking mirrors of, oh man, he's going to fix our border and look at the stock market, it's going up. This, all right. So you think there's going to be all this good and nothing? There's no type of other effects that's going to happen. There's always a cause and an effect.
Always. Now, on our Truth Talk and text line, Telly, Wayne says, Telly, here's the problem. If you ask most individuals if they have ever paid a tariff, what do you think the answer would be? Most people never had to calculate or think about fully landed costs. Can I just say something really quick, Telly, before we hear from you? Wayne, that's the whole reason why we have a government. We were told to trust the government. That's the govern. That's what government means. We trust an entity to protect us. But thank you for reminding us, Wayne, that we can no longer trust our government.
Yeah.
Because if I shouldn't have to know the ins and outs of tariffs. I'm too busy trying to buy a loaf of bread for $80. That's why, I don't. This is why, to Telly's point, we do need to start doing more research and understanding. But traditionally, I haven't had to worry about what the meaning of tariffs are because I trusted the government that promised me they would take care of me.
Right.
So, no, most Americans don't know about that because it ain't in our lane.
Yeah.
We come back, we're going to hear from you, Telly. We got to take a break really quick. 833-212-1017. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to be the citizens and the government, Telly. We'll be back.
Don't touch that dial. Truth Be Told with DT and Telly will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Coming with straight truth.
The majority of rich white families and rich white people got rich off of slavery and have that same money today in their families that they hand down. It's not that we don't want to work. We weren't able to start businesses back in the day. So when you are able to start a business and we can't, and your family business goes from generation to generation and ours doesn't, whose fault is that?
Listen to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
All insurance companies, they want to know where are your cars housed. Right. They want to know how far are you driving to get to and from work every day. They want to know all these different things for weather patterns. Are you living in northern Wisconsin or are you living down in Tornado Alley somewhere in Kentucky? These things make a difference as to how your insurance rates are formed. I need you to be factual, and every single time somebody commits these different frauds, it all adds up and everybody ends up paying the price for it down the road.
Erie Insurance, providing the protection you need and the service you expect, all at a great price.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, here for my friends at Steinhafels, of course. And guess what? Steinhafels' biggest Black Friday sale ever is happening right now. Take $100 off every $14.99, plus get a $100 MasterCard for every $14.99. Or you could choose Steinhafels' 0% 60-month financing. Save big on all the best mattress brands and find Black Friday doorbusters like recliners for just $199 and hundreds more in-store and online at steinhafels.com. Steinhafels Black Friday sale, 1 week only.
I'm Al Keith, CEO of Milwaukee College Prep. This Giving Tuesday helps shape the future of Milwaukee's youth. At MCP, we believe every child deserves access to a high-quality education, one that unlocks their potential, empowers their dreams, and creates leaders for tomorrow. Your donation supports the tools, resources, and opportunities that make this success possible. Join us in creating brighter futures for Milwaukee's youth by donating today. Visit mkeprep.com/Giving Tuesday to donate.
You are listening to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Tuesday. We're almost there, y'all. We got one more day, and then we're going to be eating turkey and chicken, or Telly's going to be grilling his tofu. Season all deliciousness. Here's my truth of the matter. This goes back to Wayne's question regarding if you ask individuals about tariffs. That's the whole reason why I pay taxes. Because I pay taxes to compensate elected officials who assure me that as being part of the government, they're going to protect citizens. So there's a lot of things about the government that I don't know, and I should be held accountable to know prior to the past 5 years. Now, to your point, Wayne, what I'm learning more and more every day is that I can't fully trust the government. I've got to know what tariffs mean. I've got to know what working from home versus remote looks like from the lens of the federal government. So, but in a totality sense, don't hold people accountable that pay other people to do what they're supposed to do and hold them accountable for not knowing.
Yeah.
That's my truth of the matter.
Yeah. My truth of the matter is going back to the proposed state workers to return to work 3 to 4 days a week by Speaker Robin Vos. Again, this is one of the many things that slowly but surely, well, it's not even been slowly, like quickly and surely, all the things that were talked about, and now that the election is over and the GOP is in charge and running things, they're going to start implementing all of these things that we have heard or rumored that they were going to talk about, even going back to the Project 2025. And the entire campaign, Donald Trump talked about how he didn't have any knowledge of this and he's not working with anyone. And if you look at his cabinet, there are several people that are already on his cabinet that are prominent authors of this Project 2025. So again, he's in there, and we shouldn't be shocked by anything that is about to happen, because after all, he's telling us, just like he's telling Canada and Mexico and China, that on day one these tariffs will be in place.
Go get all your groceries now.
Yes, stock up.
Even more expensive next year, contrary to popular belief. All right, y'all. That makes another great episode of Truth Be Told with DT and Telly. We thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, you've got 9 more hours of live, consecutive Milwaukee Black Talk Radio. Kicking us off, Sherwin Hughes. Make it a great day. Tell somebody you love them. And go pick up them eggs right now. Okay? Because they're going to be about $800. Go get you a coop, because it's about to get real with these tariffs. All right, y'all. We love you so much. Lord willing, we will see and hear y'all tomorrow.
Peace out.